Chairman, members of the board, Dr. Casey. This will be a brief update on a few of your transportation consent items at this evening's meeting. The first one's the endorsement of the candidate projects for the CVTA regional funding as well as the Smart Scale program. The second and third are appropriation of funds and authorization to award contracts, one for the Hopkins Road Sidewalk project, the other for the Harrogate Road and Cougar Trail pedestrian improvements. So to begin with, this is a very large chart. We went over this over the past month or so individually with you, but we did make a few changes as a result of those meetings. One, as a result of our meeting, Mr. Carroll, we did take off the connection of Ashbrook Parkway that we were talking about earlier. That is being provided as a proffered condition of a development. So that has been removed. And then two items that were proposed for Smart Scale projects, projects number 5 and 6, the Alverso Old Buckingham Road Roundabout and the Matoka Woodpecker Roundabout. We felt confident we're going to be funded through some additional monies the state found in their Smart Scale process. However, the Commonwealth Transportation Board has recently allocated those additional funds as a part of the state funding for the Fall Line Trail. So the two projects we felt confident would receive funding through the extra Smart Scale monies are now sort of back in play, so to speak. So we will be submitting those applications again. They scored very well last round. We expect the same thing this round. So aside from those three items, this chart remains what we reviewed with you in our individual meetings.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask a question?
Yes.
On these Smart Scale projects, Mr. Epps, are there any on our top 10, if you will, that you think, based on the scoring of last time, may not make the cut this time? Are you looking at any of them a little bit sideways, thinking, well, this one's probably not going to make it this time either?
Great question. We absolutely identify what we term as Smart Scale losers. Some of them are submitted, again, this year, primarily the 360 R cuts that you see listed beginning generally at application number 11. Those were submitted last year or last application cycle as a group of projects. They scored poorly due to the cost of the project primarily. They're good safety improvements, but the higher cost didn't allow them to compete well against other projects in their round. So what we've done this time is break them out individually, lowering the overall cost of each in the hopes that bringing that cost down raises their score so they compete better. The other two projects we wanted to highlight for you are the Hopkins Road Sidewalk project. This one primarily is coming to you for additional funding necessary. That additional funds are available in VDOT's secondary road 6-year plan. You'll see that we've gone through a series of 2 rounds of bidding on this project, primarily due to the delta between the engineer's estimate and the bids we received. The good news is when we received bids the second time, the prices did come down, not as much as we were quite hoping, but we have made the decision to recommend that we go forward with them primarily due to schedule. We have these projects currently lined up to be constructed this spring towards the end of the school year and then be completed by the fall prior to the start of next school year, which is a great window in order to get these projects completed. Again, Harrogate Road and Cougar Trail pedestrian improvements, very much a similar story. We're putting in sidewalk near an adjacent school. You'll notice the engineer's estimate just under 1.9 million. The first time we bid it, bids came in at 3.5 million. We rebid it, gave folks about 45 more days to take a little closer look at it, sharpen their pencils, and it came in at just over $2.8 million. We do have sufficient funds within the existing appropriations, so we are recommending that we go forward with that project. And with that, I was also asked to give a quick update on a transportation adjacent item, which our Parks and Recreation Department is currently managing. They have applied for a grant from VDOT for a trail along Fallen Creek and pedestrian connectivity within the Commonwealth Center area to complete a loop and connect to businesses and residential communities. They have received favorable responses from VDOT on that project and have actually enlarged the scope. Therefore, they're requesting a local match of 20% for that project, which equates to about $517,000, which is an increase of $171,000 over what they have previously requested. And that additional funds will be met through the county's park improvement funds. So be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions, board members? Thank you very much.
Thank you.